Part two. Sorry, I got interrupted. Um, so yes, I moved over there and to have a better life, and it was the worst mistake that I've ever did. Listen to my ex to move over there. They literally used me, abused me physically, mentally, everything that you can think of. They have, when I met this guy, he literally, so it really just started when I met a guy. He knocked on my door, he gave me my key, he went inside, I invited him in. He then said to me, oh, that he wanted to use my computer, and I let him use my computer. Um, when I let him use the computer, he did something. I don't know what he did, but he hacked my phone. I mean, my laptop. He hacked my laptop. So while he was hacking it, I was just like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, why is all this stuff happening to my laptop? And we were talking. I was like, okay, you know what? He left. It got worse. I mean, he was literally saying how he likes my pictures, and I see everything that you're doing in your computer and all this. And I'm like, can you please get out of my computer? Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? Like, stop. And I knew it was him. Then I also, there was an old guy that was in front of my apartment, and he was using my electrical unit from that in front of my door, and said to me, oh, he said to me, oh, I'm just charging my car. And I'm just like, okay, so how are you charging your car with that? How is that charging your car? Like, I'm looking at it, literally seeing him doing this, and it's like, there is no possible way that you can do that. Like, this, it was an old car. Like, it's not a car that's just like electrical or nothing. No, it was not like that. He was stealing all my information. Um, he was getting paid to do that. Um, Yeah, and I called the cops and I told them about it, and they were like, "Oh, well, why would you not let them do that?" Like, I'm like, "Well, I'm getting hacked, and I called you because I was getting hacked, and I am going through phones after phone after phone after phone, and they're telling me, oh, I like your pictures, and also." I told them, I was like, I'm gonna call the cops, and they were like, oh, it doesn't matter because I get a new phone every day. And I was like, okay. But I didn't have money. I was trying to take care of my son. They drained me from everything I had. Had to even get a new computer. Worst happened. It was like people were coming in my apartment. They were taking my spoons. They were doing all these kind of things to me, like unnecessary evil that I have not even have just barely even spoken to these people to him. I haven't even done anything to him. It was just like some evil scheme or whatever it is that was going on. Um, so after all that, before that, things, in Christmas, I helped him. He was a single man, so I helped him with the stuff with his kids, where it was Christmas and I was wrapping the presents for him and I was helping him. He also used to, you know, tell me things like there was a time where he put a mask on and he was like, "Oh, um," I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, this is a mask I use. I put it on every time I go and try to break in people's houses and stuff like that." I'm like, "Okay." And then he ended up grabbing a huge camera, started recording me, and started taking my clothes off, pulling it off, like pulling it, and just trying to pull all my clothes off, and just recording me with a big camera. And then he was like, it was crazy. I left. And then I realized that my phone again he was putting stuff in my phone. I don't know what he was doing. All I remember too was that he was showing me my phone, literally to my face, showing me not my phone, his phone. He was showing me his phone, and it literally had my email on it with an email that I sent to a friend, and it had nothing to do with anything bad about anything. It was just a normal email that I sent. It was just like him trying to prove that he is getting in my stuff. That was what he was trying to prove. Um, I was going to the bank and I was being followed. People were threatening me, I guess they thought that I was gonna say something about something, and I'm just over here trying to like live my life and do everything that I have to do, you know. But no, they followed me. I mean, even in Tampa, they followed me while I was taking my son to school. Like they did that, and do you know how? It's like you can't even know exactly because tints are so dark. They changed their plates. They pay people to do these things, and people just do it because they got nothing better else to do than do unnecessary evil for money. I would tell the cops about all this, and they just didn't believe me. They didn't even write it down or why I called, or they didn't do a statement or nothing. I told them like everything, like I mean, about what was going on. Because there was this thing that was happening to me that somebody was in my attic, and while this person was in my attic, they were saying things like, "Oh, I don't know," they were just talking up there and talking about killing and all this stuff. And I was just like, all right. So what I did was that I called the cops and I told them, like, listen, somebody's up there and they're talking and this and that and da da da. And when I went up there, I remember I didn't go up there. It was actually that I called the cops and they didn't do anything about it. Like I was letting them know time after time after time what was going on. There's something going on up there. There's people saying, there's people talking up there. Like, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this in my own hands. Like, go up there. I see water bottles. I see McDonald's drinks. I see, now the worst thing I see is that my whole side of my wall is knocked down. I mean, it was like knocked down. Everything was knocked down. And the other side, where the other people lived, was literally, it, they try to make it seem like it was closed, but there was a huge line in the middle, like where they can actually open it. But mine was like knocked down. And I know somebody also. I know there was one in my apartment. They were drugging me, putting stuff in my water. I had cameras missing. I mean, it was just all this stuff going on. And yeah. Um yeah. So all this stuff was going on, and I wrote a lot of stuff down. I mean, I was always on my own, and I was always doing my own thing. I was more to myself. I was respectful. I never like looked at anybody or even said anything to anybody. I was always doing my own thing. You know, I remember my next door, um, I remember somebody coming up to me and they were like, "Oh, you know that I don't need any money to do things. Like I have money. I don't need to do bad things." And I'm just like, okay, why is he telling me this? Find out my next door neighbors were getting paid to come inside my apartment. And that's why he was like, they were bringing that up to me. It was just a guy that was just trying to tell me something. Um, and I was like, it actually made sense because everything that was happening in my apartment and then being able to go in, I don't know, I think they even took, um, not even, they took my stuff, took a lot of my stuff. They put stuff in my drinks, my food, they took all my spoons. Um, it was just like this whole thing. Like, then all of a sudden he invites me to a man's house. He said that it was his place. He said that he had a deed to that place. He said that his name, that was in his name. And I went over there. When I went over there, he said to me, yeah, just give them your ID. They're gonna let you in. Just give them my name and whatever. And when I gave them my name and my ID, they were like, "Oh no, he's not expecting anybody." And yeah, they took a picture of my plate, and then he stopped talking to me. 2 days later, um, find out that the cops and the detective come to my home asking me questions like, "What was I doing there?" Because you know, asking me questions like, "What was I doing there?" That I, you know, because there was somebody that broke into that place, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so somebody broke into that place," and but I didn't know anything about that. I knew that right then and there that I was getting set up, and then that's when things got real worse. I mean, I was literally being drugged. I was in my own home. The COVID happened, so I stopped working. It was just me and my son at home. We were just doing, our own thing, and it was just, I was being attacked. I mean, literally, people were knocking on my door saying, "Oh, look, all the stuff that I got. Oh, I like how you dance. Oh, are you a stripper?" And I'm just like, you don't even know me. Like, how are you even seeing me? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one way. You're going up inside my attic, where there's a huge hole, where there's next door neighbors that they don't even work. None of them do. With a daughter that I'm not even gonna say. I don't want to go too far. Like, what they even gave me, but well, they tried to. So yeah, all of this was just a big old plan to a big old scheme. And they thought I was just going to stay like this and let them follow me for the rest of my life and live like this. After you disrespected me and I told you to leave me and my son alone, and you couldn't do that, right? You had to follow me because you had nothing better else to do but waste your money on giving it to people to do things unnecessary evil to me, right? I know that my alarm and everything, all my alarms and everything, they were being played with. I know that they were spying on me inside my home and all that stuff. So I called, the cops and I told them everything. They didn't want to go inside the attic. They were scared. And believe me, there was about like 10 of them. I called them and I told them about my spoons. They couldn't do Didn't even write a statement. Didn't do anything. They didn't care. Who knows what the hell they were thinking, because they didn't do anything at all. Nothing. Nothing at all. They just let all this keep happening. All I know is that my neighbors had something to do with it. They were getting paid to let them go inside and go inside my home. I know that for a fact. Like, they told me that, and I know that for a fact. Their side was just a line where you just open, mine was banged down. And when I heard that bang, I remember the guy that came inside my home calling me, telling me, "Hey, do you remember that bang? Did you hear that bang?" And I heard that banging. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I heard it too." Literally, they're doing the same thing to me right now. It's still happening to me right now. You would think that you would move, but no. It's like you're leaving one place to have a better life, but they're right behind you, following you to see what you're gonna do when you want nothing. When it's like all you want is just to live your life and be free, but you can't be free. I am a prisoner. There's no free here, especially living like this. It's not. They're just watching everything I do, every move I make. That's what they're doing. They're threatening me. They're trying to intimidate me with their bicycle and all that. When I moved to my dad's, everything was fine. Moved into a Clay Street. All of a sudden, there's a guy in front of my window staring at me with a bike. And I knew that in Tampa there was people behind with bikes living there, and it's like they all came down here just because I was down here. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but I was just trying to live my life. My life is not revolved around them, but obviously my life revolves around them, like, because they just do not leave me alone. They are torturing me. They are doing things to my mail. They are doing things that they came inside my home in Tampa. They followed me. They're following me to my son's school. Do you know how that feels? After everything that he was doing, I know that this was all him. I even told him, I was like, "Listen, I need help. Like, somebody came into my home because supposedly he paid them $100 to come in my home to rape me. Literally, like, it happened. It didn't actually happen, like he did it. No, I was like, I'm about to call the cops. Like, I was about to, like, I was about to do something, but this happened to me. All of this is happening. This is still happening right now. Not the rape stuff, but where the fact that they are following me, they're threatening me, they're following me to my son's school, they're following me to go out. I can't go out to eat. I can't even go out to the store. I can't do anything without them being there. It's just no way. It's just always there. And they literally put like little subliminal messages in their cars to try to like intimidate me, like they're gonna do something to me. Like, I'm not doing anything to you. Why are you on me? Worry about your life. Yes, and this is very traumatic for me, to the point where right now I can't even get a job because I'm being followed, or because they'll go and pay somebody in my job to try to do something to me. Like, these people are, this is what they do. Like, whatever the scheme that happened with that detective, this all had to do with that. And I know for a fact the plan with what they had was for me to die. That was the plan. But let me tell you what, Jesus Christ had a better plan. And those that they want to call themselves kings for life, no, honey, you're not even close. The only king is Jesus Christ. Thank you. I moved down here to Kissimmee to start over with my son, but the next day, new neighbors moved next door. They said, if you need anything, let me know. Yeah, but you should see, rings don't lie when they start acting all fake and do things because, you know, people pay them. Um, I mean, I know people were getting paid to mess with me, paying people to follow me. I even told him to leave me alone, me and my son alone, and it just got worse. They're going to school, trying to like scare me and like try to make all these noises with their cars, like trying to intimidate and trying to like, oh yeah, we got you. You can hear us. We're coming. Like, okay. Like, you texted me telling me that I'm gonna die. That girl, you're gonna die. Okay. I'm okay. But you wanna act like you wanna go in front of me and tell me that you're gonna abduct me and take me hostage and all that? Huh. Yeah. Mm. You got another thing coming if you think that this was your plan. This was your plan to follow me, to torture me. All right. To come into my family, into my life, and to start all this and expect like nothing. I remember they drugged me and I was in my room, and I remember just laying there, and I remember waking up and I was like, I couldn't even see anything. My eyes were blurry, like white, blurry, where I couldn't see. All I saw was people laughing, literally doing witchcraft on me. That's what they were doing to me. They were doing witchcraft on me. They did all of this. These people did all of this for money. They took everything that I had. Okay? Everything. I even got in an accident. I went to go get a car, and the car that I went to go buy, literally, I drove it 2 times and then I left and it stopped working. And I went back and it was just like it just stopped working. And I was just like, but I told you this is for my son. Can I get my money back? Like, I have to take him to school. No, they did not care. These people are just relentless. They do not care. Like, I was literally, these people did witchcraft on me. I mean, I remember it. Like my eyes were blurry, but I remember the laughing and that it was like in a circle. It was just, believe me, this is a story. And it's facts. Facts. I'm not lying about this. I can't make this up. This is true. So much happened that I am traumatized. I literally have like PTSD because of this, and I'm supposed to just live my life. Like, I wish I could just live my life happy. I wish. That is my dream. I can't even, like, right now, I think about like the life that I used to have alone, and I can't believe how happy I was until I moved. It just changed me completely. They have destroyed my life. They took everything from me. Everything. They drained everything that I had. Be careful who you trust. Because I really thought that that person really cared. But it wasn't what it seemed. This plan was more. And I know for a fact everybody knows. And I'm pretty sure that I am not the only one that they did this to. They scammed me. This is fraud. This is stalking. This is following. This is abusing. They drugged me. They follow me even to my mom's place, to the park, to the beach, everywhere. I even went to go to a place to try to get better because, everything that was happening, I just thought, maybe I need to go speak to somebody or something. Find out this girl, the people that were there were actually getting paid to do things. Like, I guess they had that much money where they were literally using the people from the from the from like the rehab places where you try to get better and see what's wrong, or if you're this, or what's going on with your. No, these people were doing it to me there too, and I have proof. Because I have proof and I remember their faces and I remember their names. Okay, they started knocking on doors, slamming, laughing. They were doing all that stuff. And then a lady comes up to me and says, "You know what? The manager told me that she was going to take everything that I had in my influence and she was just going to like vanish it, like, so that it never happened." And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, really? Oh, why would she tell you that? Like, is this another plan? Like, yeah, these people are. This is what people do. People don't care. The only thing people care about is 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 to literally just like just hurt you for unnecessary evil. This is what they did to me. This is my story. And this is not, there's have been a lot of stuff that happened to me, but this, for me to try to move on with my life and to have a better life, and for you to just keep on following me, keep on tagging me, keep on doing all these things to me, and you think I'm just gonna sit back and let you mess with me and my family, me and my son, because it's only me and him. It's only me and him. How are we supposed to live like that? I guess that's how life is, right? I guess there really is no freedom. People just abuse you, drug you, steal from you, and please don't do anything. They didn't do anything. I called them, no statement, no nothing. They didn't even check. I had to check myself. Not only that, I checked another time and there was a line going through. That's how I knew they were monitoring me. And not only that, in my apartment that I am right now, literally had a message saying that they were monitoring me. So that's how I know for a fact that they also can hear my conversations when I'm over there speaking. That's why every time I'm on my phone, they start making all these noises, like riding by. I know it happened to me. This is my story. This really happened. This is no joke. This is real life. This is true story. This is the Fabiola Project. And this is not the only thing that they did. There's more to it.